May profits be upon you. How y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? Okay, we're going to get into this. US dollar, Canadian dollar, US dollar CAD. We're going to see what we got going on. Hey, straight up, this one's not easy. I am bullish, tentatively, but I am bullish. Let me show you why. First, let's look at the RT money meter. The RT money meter tracks the rate of change in each individual currencies from a futures perspective. All right. And I track it over a period of 15 weeks, a 3-month period. And I update this every week. All right. And I like to put the strong against the weak against the strong. That's why I have a ranking system for them. Now, if we look at US dollar and CAD, we see they're both at the top of the list. Very strong. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 have been that way for at least 3 weeks or more, right? Actually more. All right. But we can see while the US dollar went from 6.39 on the 4th of June to 7.65 going up on the 11th of June, dipped a little bit to 5.90 over the last 7 days. On the other side is Canadian dollar. It was at 126 on the 4th, sliding down to neutral territory at minus 0.36. And now this week we're at minus 217. Red letters, red numbers, excuse me, red numbers. All right, going in the other way. Now it's against the strongest of them all, but this one happens to be way stronger than the CAD. What is contributing to that? We see that we saw a 1% dip in WTI crude last week. Russia talking about they're going to increase their production and all, and it just affected the energy sector in a big way. And we saw oil slide down. And because the Canadian dollar is heavily dependent on their oil exports and all, it started to slide down with it. Let's take a look at the charts. All right, we're gonna take a look at the monthly first. All right, quickly. Let's take a look. All right, what do we see? I see peaks. I see peaks. I see that we didn't make a new high, but we left relative equal highs up here. Prices gonna want to come and get that. There are a lot of people who are short, left a lot of stop losses up there. Okay, they're going to come back and get those. All right, but what we can see here is after this swing low is created, we went on a bullish leg up, right? Didn't quite make a new high, but we had a close above all these other ones here, right? And so we have a new swing high here. And from here, we took out the low that was responsible for this high. What do we expect after a break of structure? What do we expect after a break of structure? I say it in every video I put out. After a break of structure, we look for a return to impulse. Look how far this thing broke down. It took out important lows. This low was made 2017, man. Took out that low. Higher, low, all the way back up. After a break of structure, a return to impulse came to this order block here, this zone of supply, and here we are currently. What do we expect? Well, let's take a closer look. Let's go to the weekly, right? Let's take a closer look at this price action. What do we have here? We have a zone of supply. All right, we got a big old zone here, right? If I can just grab this. We have a big old zone here, right? Big bearish engulfer, a pullback to test that base candle, as I always explain, and then a drop off from there, right? So we mitigate with that test. We mitigate the zone, price trades back up into it, and then we have a big drop off. Do we expect a similar reaction if prices to return up there? Yes, I do. We can refine to this zone here. All right. And that's exactly what I did. If we take the range, we can see that that's where we're at currently. Do we think that price will trade further up into this zone? That is the question. Let's take a look at the daily. All right. Now, what I want to do here is I'm going to first notice that there is a liquidity point up here. All right. On the daily, 1 to here. Hello. This is a point of liquidity. All right. Is this a protected high or not? We're going to find out very soon. All right. And also, I want to put out that that we reached the EQ of this zone. The EQ. Now we have the buying, this consolidation, and then the breakout level. So I got the middle of this zone here, and I want to see, are we there yet? Okay, that's interesting. We haven't reached there yet. So we could very well come up and touch that. Reach out and touch. We can come up, take out. We already took out the relative equal highs. There was a sweep here already of that high. There was a sweep there. All right. And price is got a nice little rejection here. I need to know what's going on with this rejection. Seriously. So let me get some of this stuff off my thing. We already know that we're trading up into a higher time frame zone of supply. We already know that. Okay, so we don't need to see this again. Boom. Now let's go to the 4 hour where we make our money. All right. Now, why do I got all this on here? Look, this zone here, this is we traded up into a supply zone already. That's right off the bat here. Boom, right? You can see that. All right. This is actually a daily zone. See it well formed. Okay. I have it lightened so it doesn't distract me. All right. Now, inside of that daily, there is a 4 hour zone of supply right here. All right. And why do I have that notated? Because price traded up into that and rejected straight from it. Boom. All right. Lovely engulfment. This is an engulfer this is the kind I like. The one that the top and bottom totally engulfed the top and bottom, the full range of the candle before it. All right. And this engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. You know what I'm saying? This really is the kind of engulfer you want to see because you're looking for bearish candles forming after that. However, price came back up to touch off and trade back into the base candle of the bearish engulfing pattern once, twice, 3 times, and could not make a new low. Why? Because the bullish momentum is a bit too much, just a bit too much. And on a different note, you can see that what we formed here was a pennant, a bullish pennant. All right. And you can see the breakout of this level here. Okay. That's just an aside. I don't really look at those things. Anyway, we have the breakout. We have the rejection. We have the sweep of the liquidity of that high. All right. Do we expect more bullish price action? I do. You know why? Because of the failure of this bearish engulfment pattern at the point of mitigation, at a higher time frame zone of supply. Do not think don't think I'm ignoring the fact that we just broke supply here. What am I waiting for? A flip, of course. Come on, man. You don't know how I get down. All right. I'm looking for that flip. I'm looking for a bullish zone to catch a demand zone that I can catch, a pullback, and then possibly some bullish price action here. so that we can complete the mission of breaking this daily zone of supply. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. We break that daily zone of supply, demand's in control, big time. Got it? All right. So while I am expecting more bullish price action in this pair, I'm looking here and I want to see if we get some bullish price action like so, and then continuation to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Now, if we break demand, you already know how I do it. You already know how I do it. All right. If I see price breaking through demand, I'm looking for the supply so I can take shorts. From a macro sense, price is trading up into what most people know as resistance. All right, this is a resistance zone up here, and it's big, it's huge actually. So I'm looking at the possibility, because you see this gray line here. You see how many times it's been used as support. Price gets past it. All right, used as resistance here, and then coming back at it as support. It's rejected. Here is the same line. Resistance. You understand? I'm not going to ignore all of that. I can't ignore that. This zone, this 1.30660 area is problematic. We may see a pullback, but I like the fact that we created a zone of demand here that broke the top here. That actually, it's not a convincing, hey, we're going to go up higher thing, but we did sweep a pullback and then up. That would be very convincing to me. There's a lot of momentum here, and I like that bullish candle. So I'm looking for maybe a pullback on the 4-hour, maybe a pullback. Well, it's already started a pullback. If we come a little lower, and we come into this zone, the demand under it, this area here seems to be a good place. When I see price building up under a zone, under a demand zone, or over a supply zone, or under a supply zone and over a demand zone, excuse me, it's usually because it's getting ready to break through. All right, more often times than not. So that's what I'm looking for. All right. If price comes through it, again, I'm waiting for the pullback, because that'll be a break of structure. If it breaks past that, comes back to return to impulse, I will be waiting for a very high probability trade to the downside. All right. But up until that time, until I see demand breaking and failing, I'm looking at the fact that supply has already failed one time. If price comes back here, I'm looking for bullish price action. Like I like to say, I already got my little figures up there already. All right, I'm looking for bullish price action here. If I get it, I'm going to take it up. All right, we've already reached the top of this daily zone, so I feel pretty confident looking for some bullish price action here. If we get a break and it breaks this low, if it breaks that low, actually, if it breaks this low, I'm going to get a change of character, but this will give me a break of structure, which is a stronger confirmation. So the pullback, the break is what we need first, all right, before we start looking for shorts. Right now, I'm looking for longs, and I hope that you enjoyed this doggone video. If you did, smash that like button for me. You can do it right now. I'll wait. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to catch notifications of my updates, because I always give updates. And do leave some feedback. I want to hear from you. Do you like this scenario? You like the bullish scenarios, or do you prefer the bearish scenario? Because, ooh, we reached a resistance up here. You know, this is a double top. We got to take sells from double tops. You know, if that's your thinking, that's fine too. I want to hear it. You know what I mean? I'd love to hear it. I'd like to hear anything yet. If you agree with Smart Money Concepts, the Smart Money Concepts view of this, you know, a swipe, a sweep, a flip of supply to demand. If that's more to your liking, hey, let me know. I'm going to leave the more important analysis video, my weekly outlook, where I look at the individual currencies from a futures perspective, so that I can better gauge which one is stronger and which ones I want to pair together. It's very detailed. It's a little bit longer, but you'll get a lot more learning out of it. I guarantee you that. I'm leaving it on your screen right now. You can check that out at any point, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and trade safely.